Hey guys, in this video I want to share some advice and tips on how to get your first design internship. Now, I did my design internship many years ago in London at a company with I think it was around 200 employees, so pretty medium company size. And I also hired designers, both junior and senior designers. So I have an understanding also from the employer's perspective. And let's start with talking about the portfolio because I think that as you're applying for design internships, the portfolio is going to be one of the most important elements to get your foot in the door. Now, when it comes to a portfolio, you really have to tailor it around the type of work that they require, that the company requires you to do, and what the company culture and their clientele is all about. So, if for example you want to apply for a internship in a web design company, chances are that you want to have websites in your portfolio. If you're looking to get a graphic design internship, well, you want to have graphic design projects, and the more tailored you can do that, the better it is. So, if, for example, you're looking to work with a web design agency who focuses on tech companies, if you have tech websites, that's going to be a plus. However, as an intern, I don't think you're going to have they're going to have like very high expectations when it comes to niching down. They just want to see the potential that you have in order to do similar work on, probably you're going to work on parts of the project, so you're not expected to have like full on real life projects, and so that's that. And when it comes to the portfolio, I think that the easiest way for you to do it, if you don't want to create an entire website, which by the way you can easily do nowadays with tools like Webflow if you want to go technical, or even Squarespace, which is the platform which I use to host my personal website. It makes it very easy to create a website, a portfolio website, which is looking nice, and at the same time, it's elegant and easy to implement, and to create a portfolio website essentially. But another way you can do it is just post your designs on social platforms like Dribble or Behance, and I think that especially this last one, Behance, can give you more real estate in order to really present your projects more in depth. While Dribble is great to show like pics of UI design or web design or things of that nature. So yeah, I would say this is the most. This is one of the most important things you want to focus on your portfolio. And when it comes to the presentation letter, so basically the letter that with which you're going to reach out, I don't think that's very important. As long as you have a solid letter, and you can find also templates on Google. I just wouldn't make it too formal for most cases. Of course, if you're applying to maybe an internship in a very formal company like a bank, I would go the more formal route, but for the most part, I would keep it informal. And the goal would be to just try to get that interview as soon as you can, really. So, try to create to make it brief, and also your portfolio shouldn't be like huge. You should just present your best work, and try to keep it simple. And the goal here is really to give the employer an idea of potential, so that you can actually land that interview. Now, once you got that interview, again, I wouldn't stress too much about the questions. At the end of the day, it's just a conversation that you're going to have with your hopefully future employer for that specific internship. And it's just figuring out if you're a good fit for the company, and that's pretty much it. So you want to keep it informal. You don't want to, like study canned lines and all the stuff that you see on the internet, especially in some blog posts, which I think sometimes it's kind of funny how much people overthink some simple things. At the end of the day, it's just a conversation between two human beings, and figuring out if you're a good fit or not. And the questions are going to vary based on different companies. There isn't really like a set a checklist which you can study, but as long as you can prove that you're a good value for that specific company internship, you're going to be just fine. And one last thing that I want to mention is the difference between internships. So if you're going to apply for a medium-sized company or a large company, chances are the internship is going to be more structured. So by that I'm referring to the fact that these companies have quite strong SOPs for the most part. So you're going to be maybe focused in a specific niche, such as even UI design or UX design. And if you're working in smaller companies, you have to be a little bit more picky, because there's going to be a lot of different requirements based on the companies for the most part. And yeah, probably you're going to do you don't want to go to an internship where it's not really like a great place to work in. But again, like these things, you can't really know beforehand, especially since you don't have a lot of experience in the industry. So I would say, some experience is always better than zero, but try to aim for that medium size or larger companies, or at least companies with a good amount of funding. So basically, that's the investment which they received in order to keep their companies going. So that would be my personal advice. If you can, do that. And if you can't, it's still going to be a learning experience. In the worst case scenarios, you are going to learn something, even if that is how to deal with people, or how or what type of company you're not looking to work with in the future, and miscellaneous things which are going to pay dividends anyways in your career. You're going to learn from both the good and the bad, and it's going to be just fine. So this is pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. And on my channel, I have hundreds of videos on UI UX design. I myself have been a UI UX designer for many years, working 100% remotely with clients from all around the world. So yeah, if you're interested in this topic, feel free to check out my channel. And yeah, this is pretty much it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.